Hey, boys and girls. It's time for Not Another Pucking Podcast, Comedians on Hockey, with your old pal Chris Roach, the sometimes less than personable Anthony DiDomenico, and the Count of Condescension, John Truson. And now,
let's talk hockey.
All right, we are here on Not Another Pucking Podcast, Comedians on Hockey. We're feeling love. We got a special guest who is here today, Chris Roach.
John Mosenson.
A.K.A. Grammar Police.
A.K.A. Happy birthday. He's a birthday boy.
Happy birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, John Mosenson.
Thank you.
There you go.
How did you let Roach talk you into coming here on your birthday?
He actually told me it was his mother's birthday.
It is, and it's my mother's birthday today, too.
So you made him feel bad?
Yes. John Moses, he got the nickname Moses because he led the USA hockey team through a 40-day tournament to a gold medal. 40 days. And they nicknamed him Moses.
40 days, 40
Is that true,
nights.
John?
Through the river.
That's not true, but it's a
Did
good
you just make
story.
that up?
No, it's a good story, though,
Did
right?
he part the sea?
It's a pretty
That's
good
what I
story.
wanted to know. I was wondering if he parted the sea.
There you go.
He parted the French.
Ah!
I want to see that picture of you with knocking the Frenchman down.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
There we
great.
go.
While you're doing your other stuff,
Okay,
I'll see
we
if I
can do a read while he finds picture.
Do it, JT.
That's right. We're brought to you by Island Ice Hockey by MHL. From weekday to weekend, from novice to experience, from 16 years old to 60-plus years old, Island Ice Hockey has a team for everyone. Sign up at islandicehockey.com or call 631-262-0543. And these guys, we love the folks at Toby. We love the folks at Toby. Toby Hockey has designed, tested, and developed a revolutionary new carbon composite hockey stick that will change the way you play the game of hockey forever. Yes. This patented outside-the-box approach to blade design with its perforated crossbeam construction significantly increases swing speed. Built using 100% carbon fiber, they have eliminated the flimsy foam core for enhanced durability and a larger sweet spot. This incredible hockey stick yields the most amazing feel and puck control ever seen in the game of hockey, guaranteed. Feel the future. For information, go to tobysports.com, and you can use the code PuckKnuckle for 20% off your stick purchase for all of our Puck Knuckles in our listening audience. It's a great stick. I use them. John uses the sticks, right?
Love him.
Code
They're
word
great.
poke knuckles. And John's going to look at my stick tonight and figure what kind of Toby stick I need. I want to make sure I
One
have
that
that right.
stick handles for you? Do you got
Yeah.
that
When-
yet? You
when-
got the-
when that
you got
crouches
the-
for
You
you.
got the self-driving model yet?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm going to
So,
dress up like a wrestler tonight and go on the ice.
So the
Well, maybe you should.
Oh, you got the
10.
fellas now. For those of you coming in, like after we actually went on the air, Anthony and Chris are bickering because Anthony yearly, and this is a fun thing on WrestleMania Day. Him and some friends of his traditionally. How long has this been going on, Anthony?
We've been doing
Too
this since
long.
WrestleMania 30, so this is the 5th year.
5th year. They dress up and they go and they watch the thing together and they have like a little party thing.
That's right.
And this year, who are you dressing as?
Mick Foley, we're doing the 3 Faces of Foley, so I am going to be Mankind, my friend Nick's going to be Dude Love, and my friend Jason is going to be Cactus Jack.
Okay.
We do it every year. It's fun. We
I like Mick
cater
Foley.
it.
I like Mick Foley.
Mick Foley is a great
It's
guy.
like our
guy.
Super Bowl.
We love Mick Foley.
Yeah.
What a good man. What a wonderful individual. There's like no pomposity to
Yeah,
him.
I
He's
mean,
just a really good
I
down-to-earth
could
guy.
I could let someone take over my house with rescue dogs and have them pissing and shitting everywhere, but I choose to dress up for WrestleMania. We all have different hobbies.
I'm not going to
So,
say anything.
now-
You're
now-
incriminating yourself. I don't-
Now, Anthony, you should be in a good mood. Why? Because the Islanders
Because
clinched
the
playoff
Islanders
spot.
clinched. We're in the playoffs. Hey, Roach, are the Rangers in the playoffs?
No, this was
No.
a rebuild season, Anthony.
So it's supposed to be for us,
This
too.
is a rebuild
This is supposed to be a
season.
rebuild for us, too. We rebuilt. And we're in the playoffs.
That's right.
We
and
rebuilt the team.
For those of you keeping score at home, they're in the playoffs. They've clinched the playoff spot sooner than the Toronto Maple Leafs.
And who are they? Who does it
That's
look like
right.
the Islanders are going to play? The Maple Leafs?
No.
Tight.
The Pittsburgh Penguins
Oh,
right
the
now.
Penguins,
But I
yes.
have the actual current playoff matchups right here, but this can change. There's still like 4 or 5 games left.
Yeah, the Islanders actually play the Maple Leafs on Monday.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird. My friend works at the Pittsburgh Penguin Arena, and he said for some strange reason they got a shipment of 12 boxes of rubber snakes, and he doesn't know why.
You and those rubber snakes, it's ridiculous. It's not true.
Hey, baby, hey.
It's not true at all.
Now, did you skate this week, Chris?
I did. I skated Tuesday at Superior Ice Rink where we did about 20 minutes of drills. And I'm feeling stronger. I only had to sit. One day I'll make it through all the drills. But
Okay.
I did have to sit a couple times. And then we scrimmaged. And again, I noticed something that I'm doing. And somebody gave me a good pointer because I noticed that when I'm skating towards the puck, when I get to the puck, I stop skating a little too soon, and I end up getting beat to the puck. And one guy told me to defend with your feet, not your stick. So I got to get there with my feet, not my stick.
To be honest with you, guys big as you defend with your butt. If you can like sort of like get your body between guys in the puck, watch the pros do that on the boards.
Go watch videos of Yager.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. Yager can lead with his butt like nobody.
But I'm saying, like, when the puck's like in the corner, I stop too soon. I got to get there. I'm still, it's what one of the videos you sent me. The guy had a good point. He goes, start doing these turns and almost like make yourself fall down, so you know where the fall down point is, and you know how far you can lean.
Proof that he's got 2 speeds, slow and stop.
Oh, Anthony. Why?
Shots fired.
Now, I'm going to defend Roach this week because it was okay beating up on him when he wasn't skating at all. But now he's trying. He's skating a couple of times a week.
You know what?
He's
He's
making
making
some
fun of me
progress.
for actually exercising yesterday, so he's got to get a little back.
That's true. That's true. He's making progress. You getting in like at least a couple of times a week now, Chris?
Yeah,
Roach?
at least 2. And
Told me I was Snow White. Was Snow White through the forest? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I said go for a walk in the forest with the snow, because he likes to walk out in nature now.
On
And,
Saturdays, I do, yeah.
I sent him a picture with his face superimposed onto Snow White, that scene when she's petting the animals.
So?
And then he sent me a picture of the Bigfoot photo.
Yeah, I saw him walking through the park.
Going in the park,
man.
that famous Bigfoot photo.
All right. So are you going to take charge of the show and tell us where we're going? Chris?
Yeah,
Or you just
we're-
want to highlight.
We're gonna. I'm just, because I got a little late start today. A little late start, and I'm working on Around the World in Hockey.
Why you got a late start today?
I had a gig in South Jersey, so I'm a little tired.
Where were you?
The Valencio Winery. It was a really fun show. Me and Mick Thomas.
Nice.
And Mick Thomas, we thought it'd be funny if he come on as the guy who knows nothing about sports, because he knows nothing about sports. To him, he goes. Anytime he goes to a game, he just screams out Anderson.
Anderson.
Because he says there's an Anderson in every sport. Let's go Anderson. I'm like, there is an Anderson on the Rangers.
Of course there is.
Give it to Anderson. But today, we're happy to have back Mr. John Mosenson.
That's right.
We're going to talk a little roll hockey, little inline skates, little Islanders making the playoffs,
Yeah.
and do a little around the world in hockey. We'll wrap things up.
Are we going to go to the game on the Tovey Hockey Company tickets? I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
Maybe 2020.
Tovey Hockey. Oh, by the way, Tovey Hockey, who's also affiliated with Scrub Daddy, I got my little starter box of Scrub Daddy, and my wife is very happy.
Really?
There was like 4 different Scrub Daddies.
He's
a Scrub
washing now.
Mommy.
He's very
Huh?
happy.
Yeah. What? She put them all in the shower.
Oh, man. You want to run through real quick the current NHL playoffs? Not that it means that much
Yes.
because they can change, but just see who's playing who.
Do it,
Absolutely.
JT.
Right now, if things don't change, but they can change, Tampa Bay would play Columbus.
You know what?
That's interesting.
I'm still going with, I think Tampa Bay's out in the first round.
Columbus could have the hot goalie.
They're playing really well. The Islanders just
with-
lost a tough game to them.
Bobrovsky.
Bobrovsky, I mean, if he gets
That
hot
guy
in the
could
playoffs,
get hot.
he can
That
get hot
guy
in the
can
playoffs.
definitely get hot. And actually, Montreal has the same amount of points as Columbus, but Columbus has a game in hand.
Okay.
So they're still a little bit ahead. Boston and Toronto. Ooh, your boy
that'll
JT
be-
could be out in the first round.
I would say Boston's very tough.
I would go Boston.
I
then.
don't
Boston
know.
on that
What do you
round.
think, Johnny Mo?
I do not want to play Boston.
Yeah,
No.
I don't want to play Boston
They're
early.
hot.
And they don't have, what's his face who's injured? Rick Nash.
Well, Rick Nash retired.
Yeah, I know.
He's
but
gone. He is gone.
Imagine that Rick Nash in that mix.
Yeah, huh? Washington against Carolina.
Washington will win that round.
Yeah, Washington should get by. Now the Islanders, Pittsburgh. That's kind of a rough draw in the first round because Pittsburgh has a lot of guys who've been there.
It's very rough draw.
Pittsburgh, another team that it doesn't matter what the points are because come the playoffs, it's a brand new season. And I think a couple of years ago, the LA Kings showed us that. It's always these good teams that maybe they struggle through the regular season, but they're still a championship team. And the Pittsburgh Penguins are that.
And what I think it's good, win or lose, if that's who they face in the first round, I think it's a really good test for the Islanders and really good learning. You know, a young team going into the playoffs, you need that. You need a series like that where I think that series will go 7, and it's a toss-up either way, but you need that tough series.
And if they get by him, that's a huge confidence boost.
Absolutely.
Nice.
But, you know, Sidney will cry every single game, and they'll probably win because he'll bitch and moan to the refs, and I'll give him the calls.
And in the West, one of the most surprising teams is Calgary. Calgary was picked like maybe middle of the pack or something, but they're having a
really good
great
season.
season.
Johnny's playing unbelievable.
Yeah.
Johnny Hockey?
Johnny Hockey.
Johnny Gaudreau.
There you go.
Gaudreau.
Calgary versus Colorado in the first round.
Yeah, Calgary is gonna win that in like 5 games.
You got to think. You got to think Calgary's the fan. San Jose versus Vegas. You think Vegas has any magic left in them?
You know what? Because San Jose traditionally they do not do well in the playoffs. They always have good years, good seasons, and I think in the playoffs they always fall short. And Vegas went to the finals last year.
Is Carlson out for the season? I know he was injured. Is Carlson back? Is he out for the season?
Oh, he was injured. You know what? He
He
should
was
be back
definitely
right
injured.
now.
He was injured for a while. I don't know that he's back.
I don't know, but they could definitely ride.
Get on that,
if
Frank.
Marc-Andre Fleury gets hot.
Yeah.
What am I getting on?
mean, he's definitely a goalie. you can
Is
ride.
Carlson still injured? You're like,
Yeah.
who's Carlson?
I have
He's
no
like
idea.
Bubba Carlson.
There you go.
It's with a K.
There you go. Winnipeg versus Dallas. That's kind of an even matchup.
Winnipeg looks really good.
You like
Oh,
it,
the Islanders
Winnipeg?
you saw that game the Islanders had against them the other night?
No.
Down 2 goals.
Nashville,
Closing
St.
minutes.
Louis. Nashville, St. Louis. I'm still sitting with Nashville.
I got to go with
like
Peter
Nashville.
Laviolette, Nashville.
St. Louis is hot.
Yep, but I still like Nashville. I just like them. I like the yellow uniforms.
No, wait.
Do you? I don't like the uniform.
No, hold on. I take that back. Nashville, because the Rangers just beat St. Louis.
Oh, and that's all that really matters?
Yeah, if the Rangers beat a team, then they're done
Listen,
for.
I'm a lifelong Rangers fan. I know it's a rebuild team, so if you get beat by
How long are you
rebuild,
going to use that rebuild excuse for?
we got another
You give it-
season.
Well, yeah, they've been rebuilding since '94.
Yeah.
There's your problem.
This is supposed to be a rebuild to the Islanders too, but they
It's a 25-year rebuild right there.
the Islanders have a longer rebuild than that.
Yeah, I know.
They have a 40-year rebuild.
You know, but the coach has made all the difference.
It really has.
They
and
did not have that They had some points where they looked like they might be going into a little bit of a funk and a slump.
Every
and
team,
they
yeah.
always popped out of it.
Well, every team goes through that. I mean, there's no one from start to finish is going to be unstoppable. And the Islanders came out of the gate really strong. And after the All-Star break, yeah, they had that funk where usually in years past they would have just went off the deep end and barely made the playoffs if they made the playoffs. But Barry Trotz has made all the difference this year.
Yeah,
Really has.
the Islanders of yesteryear, once they started to slide a little bit, would just disappear for a
Yeah,
month.
and they fought through a lot of injuries too. Leonard went down, Martin went down, Clutterbuck. A lot of key guys were down, and they still fought and scraped, and they're 99 points right now.
Well,
How happy are you with Barry Trotz?
Oh my God! If I ever was gonna have a child now, his name would be Barry Trotz,
yeah.
and he hasn't even won a cup yet. Imagine that.
Yeah, the Islanders definitely had the best offseason just by, you always think players, like who got the best players in the offseason, but the Islanders made the best moves in the
They got
front
management, they got
office.
front office,
They
got
made
coach.
they got what they've needed for the last 10 years. They needed a solid structure up top. Garth Snow and the coaches he were bringing in were not cutting it. They weren't NHL quality.
Trotz got everybody to play defense.
Yeah.
I think Trotz is actually the first goalie. I mean, the first coach that had some coaching experience in the NHL for the Islanders. I can't remember the last time that they had a coach.
Probably Nolan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
prior to
It's,
that,
it's
it
sad
was-
to say, but they've always gotten guys from the
it's always been
AHL.
rookies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or guys who
NHL
were
experience.
assistant coaches on NHL teams. But, I mean, this was the first real guy, proven guy. I mean, how much more proven can you be? The guy won the Stanley Cup last year.
There you go. All right, Chris Roach,
Yes,
you've been looking at your Brian Leach box for a while.
we have the Brian Leach socks.
We're gonna give those away later.
We'll give them away towards the end of the show.
Don't worry, they were not on Roach's feet. They are safe.
They are clean. I'll show you them. They're still in the plastic.
They are pristine.
They still smell like polyester.
We got a lot of people wanting those more than the puck last time.
Really?
This is strange.
A lot of
Really?
people want the Brian
stupid
Leach socks.
It's amazing. You never
Doesn't
know.
even look like them.
These were given to me by Arda O'Cal from MSG, a buddy of mine. He gave me these.
I thought you told me that was Brian Leach himself.
No, yeah. Can we get Brian Leach?
But if you go to this website, if you go to actually it says myfranchise.com, but they're called the Saki Hall of Fame. They have some really good ones from like some of the old Flyer players like Bobby Clark. They got Bobby Clark. They got Brett Hull and from the Blues. They got all these different socks from different teams. It's really cool. So if you're a dieharder, check them out.
There you go. Now, John is here to. What's John here to talk about, Chris Roach?
John,
Take
So, talk about anything.
I thought he was here last time. I thought we
So how does
We talked about the Toby sticks last
Yes.
time.
that dominated
predominantly,
the conversation.
But we
yeah.
brought him back to talk about his experience with the inline hockey.
How does
his
roller hockey work? Do
affiliation.
you get on skates and the wheels go round and round? You know?
You He's doing me. He's doing me. He's doing me. Just so if you want to know.
How's that work? I roller skates back in the day too. I didn't crouch on those either. You know.
Oh man, I had these roller skates. They were like fake leather boots with metal wheels.
Oh, man.
Like a
Metal
rolling
wheels,
statue
I remember
coming at you.
those.
And you would
The originals.
after you skated an hour on those, you couldn't feel your feet from
Yeah,
the
they
from the
would vibrate.
vibration.
Yep.
They were numb. And then there were the skates. We're talking about the evolution of skates, Sticky.
Mm-hmm.
There were these one skates we also got where you put your sneaker in them. You put your sneaker in them, and they would clamp onto your foot.
Yes.
And then you would strap them with these cheap.
It was old time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fisher Price made them.
Fisher,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fisher Price did make a plastic pair. You're right.
Yeah, for the
but
kids.
but the adult pair, and they were dangerous. Then you know what was popular for a while back in the disco era, the sneaker skates.
No, I don't remember that.
I don't remember those.
I'm gonna find sneaker skates. They were nice, like a nice pair of. Say, picture like a nice pair of Nikes with wheels on them.
I had real like
Don't they call those
horrible
wheelies now?
No, those are Heelys.
Heelys.
No, it's
I had
different.
real horrible prototype sort of like inline skates when they first came out, and I first saw them down in the Philadelphia area. Did they come? Where did inline skates come from? Do you know? Where that started? I think it started down around Philly.
No idea.
And they had these horrible with the.
Way to prepare, John.
Oh, they were these horrible black things with the red wheels.
told us he was
on them,
coming
and it
in
was
at
one
10 o'clock
model, and
last
that was
night.
it. And but now a lot of technology. How different is it to skate on ice as opposed?
We're gonna
to
find out tonight.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is. I tried it.
And yeah, like you said, it's.
Roach
I
can't
was-
skate on either one.
I actually told Chris, I was like, Roach, tonight at the skate, you're gonna see. All I do is I just make snow cones because all I do is I just shave the top of the ice. I don't know how to get into the ice. Like no one really taught me how to.
Right.
It's a completely different pitch.
Yeah.
There's a hollow to the blade. There's
Yeah.
two edges. You know, when you're talking about an inline hockey skate, the wheel is round. So yes, you don't exactly have quote unquote edges.
Right.
You have two sides of the wheel.
Right.
But they're basically the exact same.
Mm-hmm.
When you're trying to cut, it's a little bit different on ice hockey because
Yeah.
you're actually getting into the ice.
Yeah.
So it's a completely different feel, completely different stride.
Interesting. Roach, do you have skates? Do you have roller? Do you have inlines?
I got the original pair when they first came out.
Talking about now. I want to get you
no,
out there.
I would love to get them, but
We don't know the history of you
try it with you.
skateboarding.
I will
But
try
I
it
will
with you.
definitely
We'll
have
get
to buy-
somebody come down and videotape.
they
it.
sell
let's
these.
go.
They sell these like wrist wraps, and it's like a thick piece of plastic.
You
on
wear
it.
your hockey gloves, tough
No,
guy.
because a lot of people fall forwards.
Come on,
they made these
cupcake.
thick. Come on, hey,
Who are
come
these
on.
lot of people?
I'm still trying to find sneaker skates.
Name these lot of people. Stop with your sneaker skates.
Looks
Come
like,
on, we're going on with the show here.
Brian McKenna's watching.
We're creating.
Oh, boy.
Brian McKenna is watching.
Yeah.
Is
Right.
it him or his new dog?
Come on, Roach. Stop doing Google while you're supposed to be hosting
Yeah.
a show.
I'm saying there was sneaker skates. That were
I'm
pretty
taking
good.
your phone away.
We don't. Every time somebody asks you a
I
question,
found them.
We don't need the history of your.
I'm telling you, my brother had these
wow.
skates. These are what I was
I've never
talking
seen
about.
these before.
Oh, that's troubling on
They were,
many levels.
They were
Yeah.
popular, very popular in the like right around the end of the disco era. They were regular sneakers, and
Those look terrible.
Did you buy those and never use them as well?
but if you
I've never seen those.
listen, if you were at the roller rink with these, you were looking pretty good. You were looking pretty good. Okay, so those are sneaker skates. They were popular in the 80s, 70s. Disco.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have
Okay.
to check. I'm gonna have to check with some people that worked at a roller rink in the '80s.
But I had the original pair of rollerblades, and oh man, it took a little adjustment. But like John is saying, when you skate on something about when you step onto the ice, you know it's even funnier when you play like a day apart. Like if you skated on your rollerblades yesterday and you stepped on the ice today, it's just a weird. It's almost like sea legs. It's a weird feeling. It's a weird feeling. I guess you could say that. Well, ice. I don't know. I felt like ice was a little faster, except for rollerblades. When you put on those new wheels, it could be scary because you go from. I liked them when they were half worn in, and you knew how fast you were going. But when you put those new wheels on, I was like, whoa! It's like too fast. I get scared.
You get scared?
Well, it's interesting because so inline hockey is actually played on sport court. Some locations you're playing on wood. There's different types of plastics material that you can play on. Some people even play on roll-on. You're still using a hockey puck. The puck is a little bit lighter than an ice hockey puck.
Okay.
It's essentially it's made of plastic and it's got some almost like these little nubbins or little nipples or something that kind of give it a little bit of
Nubbins and nipples.
give it a little bit
Grow
of
up.
height.
Now you're
Yeah,
talking.
give it a little bit of height because it's not like an ice hockey puck which can hug the ice.
Right.
Right.
And the puck it doesn't
Does it
slide.
bounce?
No.
It's like flip,
No,
nothing?
yeah, they do a pretty good job of actually
Really?
laying flat.
That's interesting.
But what's interesting about it is, when you go from ice to roller ice, the game is so fast. There's really no friction that the puck's getting, that the stick's getting, that your blades are getting.
Right.
When you go onto a roller rink or an inline skating hockey facility, if you will, the puck doesn't slide as much.
Right.
So when I'm so used to playing on inline hockey, if I go out to play ice, all of a sudden there's no friction that's slowing the puck down. So believe it or not, when I try to stick handle, sometimes the puck just kind of floats away from me to an extent.
Yeah, I got a picture of the puck. This is a close-up of John. Is that a Tovey hockey stick, Ro?
Yeah,
He's using a
the
Tovey.
old carbon one.
This is a
That's the
Tovey
carbon
hockey
sports
stick.
one.
It gives you an idea of the puck right there, what it looks like. I don't know if you can see it there, but
Yeah, that was one of the first generations.
Yeah,
when I was
actually,
testing that out.
Chris Roach's nephew was here last week. We were talking about goaltending, and he goaltends for both inline and ice. And he was saying that when he plays inline, he tries to stay up because on ice you can go down and just slide across
Right.
back and forth very easily, but you can't really do that in inline.
So in inline now, I'm assuming some goalie, said I really wanted to slide
Right,
on
yeah.
roller like I do on ice, and what
Right.
they actually did was they created something called sliders
Really?
that you
Yes.
put on the inside of your pads. So now you have the ability to slide a little bit better.
Wow.
they're like
A
plastic,
lot more
right?
like- yeah,
Huh.
it's
Wow.
like it's almost like a plastic, just flat piece with like little balls that are in it that allow you to slide in all different ways.
Cool.
So going side to side, you have a lot more speed, if you will,
Right.
and it's a lot more ice-like.
Also, when somebody trips you on the ice, you go sliding. If somebody trips you on roller, you get road rage.
Yeah, you get a raspberry.
Here's a great picture of John Mosenson playing against Team France?
Yeah, that was Team France.
Now, is this goaltender your goaltender?
Yeah,
or
that's my goaltender. This guy ran my goalie, and I'm like,
He ran the
"Get
goal,
hell off
and
him."
if you look at John's right hand, he's yanking the guy off. Yanking the guy off.
He's yanking him off.
that was-
Yanking him off. Wait a minute.
He's giving him a good yanking.
Wait a minute.
A good yanking. And if you look, I like to zoom in on his face. He looks very pleased with himself right there.
Let me say
Very
with that
Get
black
the hell off of him.
Look at this. He's like, get off my goalie.
Nice.
Nice.
I like it.
As a defenseman, when you play hockey, protecting your goalie is number one.
Absolutely.
Roller hockey uniforms are really cool because like the pants and shirt are just like it's like one uniform.
That's
It's like
that's actually something that like still bothers me because like I'm 100 years old, so I come from like crazy old time hockey, and anytime anybody touches a goalie and doesn't get the crap beat out of them, I'm upset about it.
Yeah.
I'm like
Yeah.
somebody do something.
never
I
go,
don't
never
touch
touch
your
the goalie.
I'm very old school. I'm all about protecting my teammates. I'm all about protecting my goalies, especially because on that team, our number one goalie was significantly better than our number two goalie. You
Yeah.
know, and when you're at the World Championships, you do not want your number one goalie going down. So
Right.
if there's an issue, anybody starts getting close to the goalie, you let them know.
Yep.
Because sometimes
Stay the hell away.
your number two goalie can play like number two.
Did you write that yourself, Roach?
I'm a
Dad
comedian.
joke.
This is just improv. This is improv.
It's off the top of his head. Andy.
hope-
And you wonder how he headlines and does those jokes for 45 minutes with stuff like that.
I hope he uses that when he's on the road.
Hey, baby, all
You
right,
know what?
okay,
When he's on the road, he brings out the A material. Let me tell you that.
I bring out the
Then he
underwear.
pulls out the phone that goes, "Brooch."
He pulls
That's
out the
it.
underwear. Is what he does. He
I
pulls
got
his
these-
underwear up to his neck and he shows the crowd. And
It's my
they
wife
eat it
bought
up.
me. Well, before I ever did my first show of comedy, I'm walking to my wife, then girlfriend. I'm walking in her apartment, and I'm like, and by the way, what the hell's with these underwear you got me? And I lifted up I saw how far I could pull them up, and they went up to my nipples. And she was laughing so hard. She's like, "You got to do that tomorrow." And I did it, and the audience loved it. But then I realized as I became a better comic,
16 years later.
16 years later, I only pull them out in emergencies now.
It's the saddest thing I've ever heard.
Sometimes I wear them and I don't use them. The audience doesn't
Pulls them
require.
out. Every time I'm away from Long Island with him, he's pulling them out. So
Yeah.
that's-
It's totally a road. There are some things called road bits, like things you would never do, like in the city or something like that. It's just to survive on the road.
And he
get a
tells me
paycheck.
he's going to do it too. So I pull the underwear out today.
Everybody. I feel like if I'm working with somebody new, just so you know, I got this stupid bit I'm gonna be doing. Don't pass.
Anthony, we need pictures.
Don't pass.
I
I'm-
should have
I'm
taken
not a
pictures.
hack.
Next
I'm not a
next time I'm
hack.
taking
We're
pictures.
posting them. We're posting the pictures. Now, John is affiliated with an inline roller rink, right?
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Skate Safe America. It's a multi-sport facility. It actually started back in early 2000, 2001. We weren't involved at the time, and it evolved from an outdoor hockey league. They brought it indoors, and it's a dual rink hockey facility that is actually multi-sport because, again, like I said, it's the inline surface is 1 foot by 1 foot bricks of sport court.
Oh, okay.
So the hockey rinks are set, but you can do basketball, you can do
cool.
soccer, field hockey. I mean, there's tons of sports that end up being played on there. Camps come over the summer. on rainy days. Crestwood comes.
Nice.
So it really is a multi-sport facility, but it's actually we have the largest enrollment for inline hockey in the country.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Come on, Roach. When are we getting out there?
I wouldn't
You
mind
go
trying
out there.
that.
You go out there. I'm going.
I had a
wanna
game
try it.
this morning. Let's go.
I'll definitely. I know when I played roller, I definitely wore my ice hockey pants because when it helps when you fall on your ass. It really does.
Listen,
He doesn't want to get on ice. You want to get him on
Roach-
service?
knees bent, back straight, head up. You won't fall.
Knees bent, back straight.
When I bend my knees, I got lightheaded and I sweat a lot. So I can't really do that.
That's supposed to be me.
Come on, Roach. You tell me when you're ready to roll, and we will go down there.
Oh.
We will put on inline skates.
Okay. I have a good question. A good question for Mr. Mosenson.
Yes.
I mean, equipment has evolved so much. Like, I'm going to walk in. Let's say I'm going to buy a pair of ice hockey inline skates. I'm in my brain. I still have the original black rollerblades with the red wheels.
Red wheels. Yeah.
And they probably have changed so much. I mean, are the wheels like in different? Can you go give me like a 65 or 75? Are the wheels broken down in categories now, or?
So depending on which skates you get, which by the way, the skate is actually like it's essentially an ice hockey boot now, and they just
Right.
put a different chassis. So instead of having like a toque on the bottom of an ice boot, now you have different chassis, and the different companies have them. Most of them have a high-low performance there, and it's the front two wheels are usually like 76 millimeters. The back two wheels are 80 millimeters. You go to any pro shop, anybody working behind the desk will know. There's various different types of different companies and different hardnesses for the wheels, whether you're going to play indoor, outdoor. Believe it or not, there's a lot of science that
That's
goes
what I mean.
into making
That's
these
what I mean.
things.
It used to be just give me rollerblades.
Yeah, so well, you can say give me rollerblades, but and then they're going to say, well, primarily, are you going to be playing indoor? Are you going to be playing outdoor?
Right.
Do we maybe need to purchase a second set of wheels so that way, if you try to use indoor wheels outside,
Right.
the wheels are actually much softer. So if you go to use that on cement, they get torn up.
Yeah.
But if you use a hard wheel indoors, a hard wheel on a hard
Gonna
surface,
slide a little bit.
you're going to slide. It's almost going to feel like ice, believe it or not.
So can you get like I guess 2 sets of chassis and like change them out quickly?
It's real easy to change the wheels out.
That's
All
what
you
I'm
need is
saying.
an Allen kit.
Okay.
What
It's
are
very
the,
simple.
what are the skates where the actual like rocker moves a little bit? What's that deal?
So that was. Are you talking about the Mars blade?
yeah.
All
Is
right,
that like an
so the
experiment?
Mars
I
blade.
don't know enough about it. I have a bunch of friends that have tried it.
I've seen
some
it.
of them endorse it.
Yeah.
In my eyes, from what I've seen and what's out there, it's more of a training tool for
Okay.
ice hockey players when they're going to skate off because it still provides that rocker, which is what I was saying earlier that I'm not very comfortable with because I'm used to having 4 wheels my entire skate
Right.
touch the ground, whereas in ice hockey, depending
Yeah.
upon where that rocker is, essentially you would only have, in terms of inline hockey, you'd only have 3 wheels touching the ground. When you're playing hockey, you want as much of the blade or as much of the wheel touching the surface so that way you get a much stronger push.
Okay.
Right. Now, the surfaces indoor, there's different surfaces because at least when I haven't played roller hockey in over 20 years, but I remember playing in this one rink where it was concrete. So technically you're outdoor. You're out. It's not, it's out,
Right, so it's like a
it's that outdoor.
rolling surface.
Yeah. And then one time I played out in, I think it was Rapid Fire in Center
Yep.
Riches, and they had this plastic. And
Yep, that's sport court.
it's funny, like there were areas you could feel the plastic was like not fully glued to the floor.
Right. So when they put the flooring down,
Right.
yes, you can have something where there was a rink down in Limbrook that unfortunately is closing, which was a roller rink. They just had a waxed wood. You could play on that. That's
gotta
very
be fast.
and that's very popular overseas. Then you have like what we have. We have that sport court, which is similar to what Rapid Fire has. There's many different companies that make it. So like out there, they have a white one. Over at Skate Safe, we have blue. There's different ways of maintaining it. Like we actually have a Zamboni, believe it or not, that is essentially just gigantic vacuum.
Sweeper?
Really?
That it basically cleans the surface, and there's a certain liquid that can go down on it, and then it sucks it up. So it's literally like a gigantic like wet vac, if you will.
Oh, that's
Okay.
cool.
We have a question from Ronnie, one of our listeners. He says, "Does anybody use the old 4-wheeled skates anymore, like before inline?"
They're not They're really not popular. However, there are some old school guys that just never got away from it.
Yeah,
and they do still use it. I mean, we have a couple guys in the 30 and over leagues over at Skate Safe that they just will not go to inlines, and they're very comfortable on those. Well, those are actually called roller skates.
Can they compete? I mean, it would seem you couldn't turn and maneuver.
Yeah, you don't have the agility, but they may have the smarts. They may know where they need to be.
Right.
They know to go crash the net. They know they have good hands. They have good vision. So that it equals out.
Right. Okay.
When I started playing deck hockey, here's a picture of me. I loved street hockey and deck hockey, and the deck hockey rink in Center Reach was almost like it was plastic, but like it was like about maybe a half-inch thick, but it was almost like I'm trying to think of the right word.
Is that you?
Corrugated or something, where the rain would go through it. Let's say you got like a centimeter of rain, it wouldn't affect you because it was like holes in it, and it was like this plastic. But
you're talking about ice court. Sometimes there's ice court, or sometimes there's other parts of sport court that actually have holes that are a little bit more outdoor.
Yeah, it was
so
like
that. You're not playing on the cement, and you're just playing on a court. That doesn't break down your equipment.
It was. Let me tell you something. It was very, very slippery. Like if you ran into the corner, you had to like take baby steps towards the end, or you like, especially like we were playing like the freezing rain, and we were just sliding and falling on our asses. But here's a picture of me. This is in Modell's in Center Reach, and you can see how White Trash Emporium. I have. If you look at my gloves, I have one of my father's work gloves on my right hand, and I have a snow glove on my left hand. I have the Milek pads, and this is me. This is me.
Yeah. Look how happy he is. He's like he just enjoyed that free bowl of soup he got with that haircut.
That's how it all begins.
That's great. That's
You wearing a
hilarious.
tank top?
No, that was I think it was my brother's hockey jersey, and he was the captain of the team. And
Nice.
It seems like you use that equipment more than the expensive stuff you buy now. Maybe you should go back to using like oven mitts.
You know what's funny?
And,
We didn't, my brothers and I didn't start playing ice hockey until we were like in our late teens, like 18, 19. And when I used to have these rent outs on the ice at Superior, there were people that would show up on the ice wearing Milek shin pads.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I remember that.
Listen,
They
there are
had whatever
some-
they had. Yeah.
So inline hockey, because you don't have the socks, which you're typically used to seeing on ice, you have the shorts and then the socks.
Right.
Inline hockey, you have pants that go over your shin guards if you wear like a girdle, which is essentially what those shorts, protective shorts are, that go all the way down to your skates. Believe it or not, there's some morons out there that don't even wear shin guards.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and if I find out that someone's not wearing shin guards, guess where I'm going?
Right.
Wow.
I know.
Right for your legs.
I know a lot of guys in ice hockey don't wear shoulder pads because there's no checking, but still, you want to protect yourself.
You know what I did? I switched because I play in non-check leagues, but I want to have something, so I use waist up lacrosse stuff because it's lighter, smaller stuff like shoulder pads and elbow
That's
pads.
probably a good way to go because you're not really checking, but
Yeah, but it affords
well,
you
if
some
you fall,
protection.
I mean,
Yeah,
if you,
That's the only. I mean,
Yeah.
even when I play ice hockey, I'm again not the best skater by any means on ice, but I'm always wearing the shoulder pads. It doesn't matter what league I'm playing in because I know that I have a very high chance of falling and just eating it.
I'm getting better at dressing now.
That's step one, Chris Roach.
I
Get
really-
yourself
Yeah.
dressed.
Because I
that's
feel
why I practice. Put my jersey on. If I get it on over my head without passing out, it's a good day.
now when I dress, I feel like a gladiator.
Like a gladiator.
I feel like a gladiator getting ready for that. But here's the thing now. I learned because my pants, I learned there were zippers on the inside. So I'm doing what I see a lot of guys doing, and this is good when you have a fat stomach. You put your socks on, then your skates on. This is where you lean over, and you before you tighten them all the way, then you slip your shin pads in, tape up my shin pads, tighten my skates, and then you could slip your skates through the hockey pants. So the hockey pants are bulky. So if you put it used to be you always put your hockey pants on first, and then you put your.
You laugh, but it's actually a revelation when you realize this.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. For me, it was a revelation.
Guys used to
Yeah.
cut the pants. Now they have like
Yeah.
zippers and Velcro and stuff. But a lot of guys would just cut like.
Because it's all about reach. Because you have this pad on, and this pants right in your stomach, you're like,
And the gut.
and you can't reach it. Now it's lovely. I just put them on nice and slow, and
This may be the saddest discussion
wanna-
we've ever had.
I don't want to watch him play hockey. I want to watch him get dressed to play hockey.
Let me
That's
tell you
really
something.
what I think.
I want to tell you about progress. Dead serious. First time Roach went out there, I tied his skates for him.
he did.
Like a 4-year-old.
Yeah, like he was my dad. I'm like, you tie my skate. I can't get my foot in the boot.
Dad, they're too tight.
And John's like my dad used to be like, I used to go shopping for shoes. My father, where's your toe? Your dad ever do that to you? You press down on the foot. Where's your toe? I'm like, you're crushing it.
That's awesome.
I woke up and down. How do they feel? I feel stupid. it's time for Around the World in Hockey.
All right, you ready for that?
No.
Are you guys ready?
I'm always ready for Around the World in Hockey. I am fired up.
Rubber baby buggy
Chris
bumpers.
Roach and Around the World in Hockey.
It's Chris Roach. You got hockey and the world, and we're gonna go around it. Say the rescue dogs.
All right, Roach, you ready to roll?
That never gets old. Go.
Oh, come on. Where's my music? There it is. Come on, music. Oh, watch out for this. I'm not getting the music. Just start talking.
I'm gonna start talking.
There it is.
All right. Capitals. Washington Capitals captain Alex Ovechkin scored his 51st goal of the season Saturday night versus Tampa Bay Lightning, becoming the third player in NHL history to record 8 50-goal seasons, trailing only Wayne Gretzky and some guy named Mike Bossy.
That's right.
You want to get scared, and I've said this before. Just look at Mike Bossy's career stats.
Crazy.
The guy averaged 55 goals a season.
Crazy.
It's insane.
In addition to Ovechkin's second goal of the game, it was his 658th career goal to move him past Brendan Shanahan for 13th place on the all-time goals list. Ovechkin's second goal came as a power play goal, marking his 247th career power play goal, passing Phil Esposito for 5th on the all-time NHL list, and also tying with Luc Robitaille, who never returned my text, for 4th all-time. Yeah, that's right, Luke. Duguay gave me his cell phone number, and you never text me back.
Why would he text you back?
Because I'm trying to get him as a guest on the show.
Can't wait for that one.
All right, what's next, Roach?
Going around the world, Anthony, the NHL is continuing its efforts to expand the game and develop new markets in Europe with the announcement of the 2019-20 Global Series. The 8th installment of the Global Series will feature the Philadelphia Flyers, Chicago Blackhawks, Buffalo Sabres, and the Tampa Bay Lightning. The NHL clubs will play games in Switzerland, Germany, Czech Republic, and Sweden. Sweden. The 2019-20 Global Series will see the Blackhawks attend the training camp in Berlin, Germany, and play an exhibition game against the German club, the Eisbären Berlin, on Sunday, September 29th. Now, the Eisbären Berlin, one of the top clubs in Deutsch hockey, having won 7 national titles since its 65-year existence. The Eisbären Berlin roster has players on it like former Stanley Cup champion, what's his name, Danny Richmond, and funny man Heinrich Himmler.
Nice job, Roach, with
Thank you.
Nazi joke.
Thank you.
You're a bad person.
I'm sorry. Also, the Philadelphia Flyers are heading to Lausanne, Switzerland, the home of the International Olympic Committee, and they'll be playing against the Switzerland team there, but they decided not to keep score, to keep everything neutral.
You see that? See where that went, Anthony?
Did you get it, John?
He wrote
I get
the-
it. It's just not very fun.
Did you get it, John? Did you get it, John?
I'm asleep right now.
Thank you, John. In a brilliant move, the NHL also announced that the Flyers and the Blackhawks will play their season home. Shut up. I got to read this before I come here. You know, that's the problem.
Yeah, why
why prep?
Come on, I was in Jersey. I was in Jersey yesterday.
I was like, hey, where's that of the world? Okay, here it is.
I was near Philly.
Philadelphia Flyers. I'm a Ranger fan, but all I do is some of Philadelphia Flyers, products and stories and everything else. Rescue dogs.
The NHL, the Blackhawks, and the Flyers will be playing their home opener in Prague. In Prague. The Flyers also have the Czech. The game is poised to be in massive interest to the Czech Republic. The Flyers also have Czech Republic players Dominik Kahn, David Kampf, and the Flyers have the Flyers have Voracek, Neuwirth, and the guy that I made laugh, the man that I made laugh when I performed my comedy for the Philadelphia Flyers. I bet you didn't know that, John Mosenson.
Did not.
Mr. Radko Gudas, the tough man himself. I made that man laugh. For the NHL, announced that Buffalo Sabres and Tampa Bay Lightning are heading over to Stockholm to play also their game 2. All right, moving on. This is really interesting, guys, okay?
It's about time.
On Sunday, May 5th, NBSports.com will be presenting a digital documentary series. It will be divided into 6 10-minute episodes, and this will follow, it's called Puckland, which will follow the main Mariners, and it follows the team's management as it assembles a staff and players to begin playing in the ECHL, which is also known as the East Coast, which is also the East Coast Hockey League, 2 levels below the NHL. And guess who the general manager of that team is? Future guest, Daniel Briere.
All right.
And yeah, and that's it.
No, wait, that's not it, because John Mosenson has broken some news regarding the women's hockey.
Oh yeah, John, you want to add something for Around the World in Hockey?
Yeah, it was actually announced today that the Canadian Women's Hockey League, the CWHL, is actually closing down.
Really?
That's the Women's Hockey League.
Ceasing operations, yeah. But the NWHL is still around, the National Women's Hockey League.
But I heard something about a merger. You say there's
No, I don't know. I heard that it's not due to a merger.
Way to piss on my party. All right. Oh, there's a little more here about this Puckland thing.
All right, what about Puckland?
I'll tell you something else. It will include an old-timers game between former members of the Boston Bruins and Philadelphia Flyers.
Who's playing?
I do not know this, John Truson.
No.
But it's going to show you the whole. It's going to show you the whole thing with Daniel Briere hiring Coach Riley Armstrong and the players and the whole drafting, and also Portland, Maine. They actually voted on names for the team. I think Wild Blueberries is one of them. I think Wild Blueberries is actually a team.
Wild Blueberries?
Do you ever see the Wild Blueberries uniform? It's really cool. It's like an angry blueberry. I really like it. And that
what
is
does
it,
an angry
John.
blueberry look like?
I'm going to show you. No, I'll get a picture on my phone. I'll show you guys. And that's it. John, can you give me the Around the World hockey thing as a closing?
Oh, you like the...
I like when you bookend me.
You like to be
me.
bookended? And now it's Chris Roach and Around the World in Hockey.
You know, it's going on. It's Chris Roach. You know, we got hockey and the world, and we're gonna go around it. You know, say the rest of the dogs.
So what else you want to talk about, Chris Roach? Or are you still looking for pictures of you when you played Raw?
You know, I got a picture of me when I was a kid. You know, I was eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I put it in my skate. And then
Oh, wait, I forgot to say that segment was brought to you by Course Miles. Course Miles. We are conveniently located in the heart of Manhattan. Our professionals truly know and understand dental health. Using the newest technology, the Course Miles team helps our patients achieve dental health goals in a safe, caring, and effective way. And go see Dr. Galizio, who capped off my teeth and made them all even instead of crooked, gnarly.
Did they look pretty?
Corner of the cob. 212-251-0044.
We got a phone call.
And we have a phone call.
We have a phone call, and not a moment too soon.
Yeah.
Another fucking podcast.
Talk about. I like how he gets old.
I like he answers the phone, not another fucking podcast.
Maybe it's Luke Robitaille explaining why it doesn't return your text.
Okay. Hold on one second. Let me put you on there.
It's Luke Robitaille?
I like
No,
how
who is
he
it?
gets old.
I'm not sure it's a woman. She didn't say. She just said she had a question.
Oh, all right.
Is it my
Here we
wife? Is my wife tormenting me?
go. All right, here we go.
Yes, I am single.
Hello, are you there? There's nobody there.
Hold
Hi,
on.
in the air?
Hold on. We're learning.
How about now?
Hello?
Now? How about now? Now? How about now?
I think next time we have a podcast, we're going to... next time we have a podcast, we're going to do a test phone.
I think she had a question, but then she realized who she called. She was like, wait, this isn't the tile store.
Yeah, I'll answer your question for
Call
you.
back, please. Please call back. Please call back, please.
Call again because we lost you on the line, and Chris Roach is really excited to know what your question
Yeah, I want to
is.
know. Is it about me? Is it about like,
Well,
hockey?
how about this? Because I'm not sure if you guys even know. You guys know the differences between inline hockey and ice hockey?
No. What are the differences?
Because there's
Are there rule differences?
yeah,
Sounds
there-
like a joke.
Oh, no, let's hear it.
there's no joke. There's actually rule differences between the
Like
two
what?
sports. So inline ice hockey seems to have a trend of going a little bit more and more towards inline hockey. Believe it or not, if you're
Right.
looking at overtime,
Right.
for example,
Right.
inline hockey is 4-on-4,
Hello?
no offsides,
Mm-hmm.
no ice. There's really no line rules.
Okay.
So it
Lock it.
completely.
Just
I
push
think
the
he's
button
hooking
twice and lock it.
Push the button twice and lock it.
Sorry, we didn't cut you
You
off.
said it was on 3.
Hold that thought, Mosenson.
Yeah.
Because I want to ask you about ring size and all the stuff.
Sure.
Thanks.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing?
They're gone.
You hung up on her again?
You were saying, Mr. Mosenson.
All right.
Everything is
Let's
on
hear
her,
about
like,
rules again.
It should be on 3.
Yeah.
right?
So
No.
So like ice hockey, for example, if you're
What is
playing at
going
those-
on?
All right.
Ice hockey at those high levels, there's checking. I think you have to turn 14 or it's peewee in ice hockey when you can start checking. Inline hockey, technically, there's no, you can't blatantly check somebody. However, it does get physical, but there you can actually get a penalty for checking. Believe it or not.
Really?
That's why there are a lot of families out there have no problem with their kids actually playing inline hockey compared to ice hockey because it's a little bit less violent, especially with everything that's going on with the concussions out there.
Skate safe.
There you go.
Skate safe.
So it's also 4-on-4, along with the no offsides instead of having 5-on-5.
4-on-4 is probably better. Like, you have less chance of smashing into each other.
It becomes a little bit more of a skill game since you're eliminating checking and there's more rink to skate on.
That's good. It's almost like, it's kind of like why the NHL's doing the 3-on-3 overtime.
Yeah, and I can tell you right now, a lot of ice hockey coaches are starting to accept or actually have their players go play inline hockey to perfect some of their individual skills.
Just lock
your
it.
stick handling, your vision, etc. Let's see if you can figure out this phone call.
This is exciting to me now.
I got you.
This girl's she has a real conversation.
You
Question.
got it?
I got her.
You got her?
I got her.
Is she there?
Yeah, she's there.
Hello, you there?
Hello, Cole, you there?
I'm here.
Then we have a caller.
Third time's the charm, baby.
Wait.
There she
Am
is.
I on? I'm so excited.
Yes.
I'm finally on. I kept
Finally.
hearing busy
Yeah.
signals. I thought maybe they don't want to talk to me.
No,
Nah.
we're just still trying to learn our way around here
So
after 6 months.
our crack producer says that you had a question regarding regarding the podcast.
Yeah. Okay, so, Mr. Roach, I'm a huge fan.
Oh, thank
Love
you.
you in all your
Oh,
shows.
him. I think like an Islander fan or a Ranger fan.
I saw you in doing your stand-up comedy. Hysterical. I love it. So I
Here it
found
comes.
this show because I follow you, and I don't really have a hockey question.
That's
so,
okay. That's okay.
What kind of question
You're
you
doing
got?
great so far. You're doing great so far.
Oh, okay, good. So, all right, but you have to promise not to get mad at me.
Oh, I can't wait
It's
for
one of
this.
those questions.
Okay, you got to promise.
I'll do it again.
Get ready to hang up.
Because I've seen all your shows, and I've been to see you at stand-up, and obviously you're a very tall man, but your head just looks so big on this show. And unless the boys on either side of you have freakishly small heads,
Son of a bitch.
I feel like it maybe. Now you can't be mad. You promised you wouldn't be mad.
Is
But
that, hold on a
I know
second.
there was some-
Hold on a second. Is this the girl that you're dating?
No,
Can we get her address? We're sending her a t-shirt.
she's got to win
Who is
prizes.
this? You're my new best friend.
She's
I
getting
know-
the Brian Leach sauce.
I know somebody in this room is behind this phone call.
Roach, I'm looking at the
I'm
camera.
a
Your head is
huge fan.
gargantuan.
Oh, thank you. Is my head really?
I am. I'm a huge fan, and I'm feeling like maybe because you guys like comedy and all that, it's some kind of comedy effect.
You know what?
No, it's his head. It's his
I'm
head.
looking
That's how
at-
big it is.
Somebody popped in the code on NBA Jams for.
Just so you
for-
know,
Is it the shoes?
just so you
Do
know,
I
I'm.
get those socks?
Just so you know, can I tell you I'm sitting the closest to the camera. That's probably
not
it
it at
too.
all. It's his head. It's huge.
And I was a forceps baby. That's another story. But
Oh, okay. Well, and I'm going to just say, when I was watching it, I knew I was going to call in with this question, and
Oh,
when you
my
lifted
God.
your hands to talk about the gloves, I thought, my God, he's got freakishly large hands.
Wow,
Say,
you know something? Your voice is starting to sound familiar.
and oddly, a tiny penis.
What?
Wait a minute.
Oh, that's not nice.
Well, you put it in these
That's
hands.
not nice.
I got these big, giant, shaky mitts.
Hey,
put
listen,
them
you know,
in-
I can't help it. You know, I got a little penis.
All right, so is it a special effect? That's my question.
It's not
Is your
a special
head
effect.
A special effect.
No, he's just
May we have your first name, caller?
My name is Margie.
Margie. He's just oddly misshapen. It's not a special effect. It's not that good of a
it's
camera.
an intimidation factor. For,
Hey, well, thank you for calling in, Margie.
Okay, you're not going to be. You promise you're not mad,
No,
right?
not mad.
If you need me, I'll be standing on the Robert Moses Bridge later.
I think we need you to call in more often.
Yeah,
Margie,
absolutely
actually
That's
thrilled.
what I'm saying.
Well, I love watching this show. I hope you guys keep going. And if you want, you want to take my information, you want to send me a pair of those socks, I would love that.
Well, I'll send you a pair of those
Good
socks.
job, Margie.
Yes.
Margie, please call in more.
Caller
you're fun.
of the year.
You gotta
Thank you.
please watch and call in more.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. This was so exciting. Bye.
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 One of you guys
He's
behind
your
us.
head of special effects.
Is this you, Mosenson? Is this you? I'm gonna find out who
I
did this.
had nothing to do with it, but that was hilarious.
That was unbelievable.
It's an
hysterical.
special effect.
Bitches.
What do we spend the money on a camera that
That's
makes
what I
you
was
look
gonna
normal?
say. Like she actually thought that like you're gonna enhance his head for the podcast.
And here I am thinking that he paid her off for the compliments. She drops that bomb.
That's the
I knew.
biggest
I had a feeling something was coming. I was like, it was like
No.
when she said "but."
Look how big your head is.
You know what it is? Mosenson's sitting too far back.
Yeah, it's Moses's fault.
I'm the closest to the camera. I am the closest to the camera.
That means nothing.
If you get a tape measure, I'm about 4 feet from the camera. You're like 5.
Go stand over here.
Should we use the
Go
tape
stand
measure?
I'm
back there.
6'6". What kind of head am I supposed to have?
I don't know. Your nephew's 6'6". He had a normal size head.
Next week,
That's
can we do
awesome.
around your head in hockey?
Yeah. I just say around my head in hockey.
We don't have enough time for that. It's a 1 hour show.
Bigger than
look.
the world, you know.
Oh, look, it's almost 3 o'clock.
That's true.
Oh, man.
Oh.
You got anything else to add
That
there,
made
Chris
my
Rose?
day.
Wait, no, let's go back to the rules of inline hockey because you
Yes.
kind of like zip by it. So there's no checking.
Yeah, so
More wide open. What are the line rules?
there are none.
There's no line rules? It's
There's
just
no
like-
offsides. There's no
So you can
offsides,
goal
there's
hang
no
and everything?
icing. Yeah, you can goal hang, but that's also so it makes it inline hockey players
Yep.
have to be able to play offense and defense. They have to be able to play a strategy.
Right.
Whatever the coach tells you, whether you're playing man to man, similar like basketball, or you want to play a trap,
Right.
or specific zone operations. It makes it for a much more open game. And makes it,
Can't keep it together.
and again, it allows you to hone in on your individual skills because you don't have to worry about getting blindsided by Matt Martin.
Yeah.
So-
And I mean, like, if you're down a goal or two late in the game, you can just go crazy and really play like wild offensive. Anthony can't get
Anthony's
over
dying
it.
over there.
He can't get over it.
Anthony's having one of his spells.
That's literally his favorite moment, probably. Nothing's gonna top that for him.
It's only
He
March
can quit
31st.
the
That's like
podcast now. He's gonna watch WrestleMania and never come back.
Every time I look at his head, it's just
I do have to get. I do have to buy the larger size. Sometimes I have to order my helmets overseas.
Oh my God.
around the world in hockey. I had to order a helmet.
Which reminds me, I have the
Kazakhstan,
I have the extra large helmet. I think I have to take the screws out of the back and open it. I got to open it up more.
You don't have to take the screws. It's usually just a little tab.
Well, I
on it
noticed that
nowadays,
when
in
I'm
these days.
Like here's my cage. I notice when I'm looking forward, my eyes are like right in the bar.
Do you
of
have
the
your
cage.
equipment in the car or you have it at home?
I need to be like this. It's in the car. I need to be like
It's
this.
in the car.
Why don't you take a couple
there's
of shots to
usually
the
a little
head?
tab on the back that you can. It's
You know what?
pretty easy
If we
to
had
expand
time,
them.
we could adjust my helmet right here.
Oh, please go get it and put it on, please. I'll stay the extra time. Please.
I'm wearing my helmet next show.
I think you should. I think you should definitely wear a helmet next show.
And
What's her name
hopefully
again?
she'll call back in.
What was her name again?
Marjorie?
Margie.
Margie.
Secret.
Marge.
I'm going through my
absolutely
contacts
hilarious.
Right now, see if I
Oh,
can
you look at
get
all my Facebook friends named Margie.
Margaret.
I'll send you a pair of socks, Margie.
I can't get over it.
255, by the way.
It's
So I don't know if you want to
255,
do the sock thing or.
Yeah, come on.
Oh
do the
yeah,
sock
let's do it.
thing.
Let's
Do
find
it.
out the winner.
Let's find
Do
out
it.
the winner of the Brian Leach socks. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. I've got all the names entered. I'm going to hit the random button. And the winner is Owen Shapiro.
Hey, Big
Nice.
O! Big Owen. Let me tell you something about Owen Shapiro. When I was coaching the kids' deck hockey team,
Yeah.
he's one of, it was like ages 9 to 12. He's one of these. Did you ever coach hockey, John?
Of course.
He was one of these kids that was 12 years old. He was 6 foot tall with a mustache, and I got so much hell for this kid. Like coaches were like try to talk to me about it, and I'm like, no, I'm telling you, this is the school. Like, no, he's not. There's no way. He's 16, and they'd walk away from me. I'm like, guy, his birth certificate is at the counter. Like, you could fake that. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna spend the time to commit a crime to fake a birth certificate just to play in a deck hockey rink in Center Reach. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Usually you do everything to avoid playing any kind of physical activity.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fake a birth certificate. Well, it's a crime. You cannot. I'm going to hand in a kid's birth certificate. Fake it.
My buddy Brandon from work just
Welcome.
texted me. He goes, "I'm
Owen.
laughing just as hard. Trust me."
I'm going to give it to. I'll get it to you, Owen.
You know him?
Yeah, I coached him.
Oh, there you go.
You
Good
coached
kid,
him?
really good kid.
There you go. I coached in Hong Kong. If the kids were late, they were doing push-ups.
Oh, look at that.
Right
Was
here.
that? Oh, that's. Is that push-ups?
If one kid was late, they were doing push-ups.
We show the.
Oh, wow.
I saw this too. I thought it was like a front leaning.
Yeah.
Let me see.
In the police academy, one of my short time with the NYPD.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I coached.
Did you ever play in the game, Roach?
What?
The NYPD?
No,
NY
those are
game?
real. Those
That's
guys
an
could
They
play.
played this weekend. It was a 4-4.
Those
Yeah.
guys could play. They really?
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
didn't
they
go-
played
yeah,
yesterday. Yeah, they
Oh,
played
I
yeah,
yesterday.
missed it,
Yep.
man. That's a good drinking event.
Yep.
Yeah, way to be on top of things.
It's-
Hey, I was out of South Jersey. I went down there and I went to get a funnel cake, and and then I passed out for a little bit in the car, and then I got up and I did comedy.
Fortune
Wow.
under Team USA team winning over in Hong Kong.
Did you ever have any problems with that before? With somebody's like, "How old is this kid? This kid's too good to be. He can't be 14. He's got to be 18 and play pro."
No, because you always have the tournament directors that are getting all the birth certificates, passports, whatever.
Yeah.
With all the information.
I used to
handed
do that with my brother in baseball.
They why? Because he looked older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a head taller than everybody that wanted to see his birth certificate.
And it's okay when you're losing, but if you beat a team, parents, I want to see the birth certificate. No, and then when they see it, nah, this is phony. This is phony. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go make a fake birth certificate just so I could play against your team.
Well,
in-
they do,
in,
though.
In
I mean,
Selden, New
They've
York.
done that.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
in the World
that's the thing.
Series.
It's unrealistic because it is stupid, but people have done it. Didn't someone get caught in like the Little League World
Yeah, the
Series
Yeah.
once?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it
but
has been
that's-
done.
Right. That's more of a bigger event, though.
That's
I
on a
would
Yeah.
bigger.
think,
That's a bigger playing
Yeah.
field. but-
Right.
Yeah, but they
really
start
serious.
faking.
Good
to have you
it
back,
at the-
Doug.
No, they
could
start
change
faking
your
the kid at
career.
the base levels and work. their
Right.
way
Yeah,
up.
you gotta start lying from a young age.
You're going to be a lawyer. You got
You be committed.
That's right.
That's a fake birth certificate that you're bringing around with you everywhere.
Not to mention that I'm Catholic, but that's another story I'll come to. I don't want to go to hell. I don't want to go
Yeah,
to hell.
but you can lie about the kid's birth certificate and then go to confession.
That's
and
what I was
you-
gonna say. Yeah, just confess.
Yeah.
You're good.
Oh, I never thought about
You
that.
can do whatever you want and just confess.
No, but this kid, I told the coaches, go to his school, call. I gave them the principal's name. You know what it is? It's that milk. It's all the hormones in the milk, and it makes the kids big.
Yeah. Did you rub milk on your head before?
Thanks, Marge. Thanks, Marge. Thanks, Marge. You're a good.
hilarious.
Thanks, Marge.
Marge, right in.
She's
so
a
that way
big
they
fan,
can,
though.
Yeah.
So
I
She
kn-
enjoys your
Listen,
comedy.
Right in so they can invite you to the show. You could be in the stands.
I know it has something to do with somebody in this room is behind this. But it was still good to have a caller. Listen. All right.
Probably,
all right, it's
probably
2:59.
the cat.
I think Marge should sit in. She should be like a co-host.
Yeah.
You know what? We might need a co-host next week, so we'll see.
Wouldn't it be hilarious if Marge has like Zika virus and she has a tiny head?
Yeah, I'm not here next week. John's not here next week.
Wait, if you have the Zika virus, it makes your head small?
If you get it from birth, you don't fully grow. I think. Yeah. If you're,
I was checking your head out. You have a good size head. You have an normal head.
It's a normal
Thanks,
size
sweetheart.
head.
I just thought if you had a small head, it would contrast my head.
Are you using an XL helmet?
Again, I do use XL, and I have to open it up all the way. Again,
Oh,
I was a forceps baby. I was stuck in my mother's.
What does
hoo-ha.
that mean? The forceps? There's nothing to do with.
When you get stuck in your mom's
his head was too big for it to come out.
Yeah.
So they had to use a device like the jaws of life
yeah,
to
but
get him out.
That's nothing to do with your head being big.
And
It
Ma-
does, you know what
Mama's
happens
room.
too? It stretches out. My mother was the first. Now they put these helmets on these kids to reshape the head. And if they're a forceps baby, they put like a special helmet on the head.
Okay.
But they didn't have that back then. I heard my mother was very upset when she saw my head.
Yeah, but if you had a helmet on your head to shape it, it would just, instead of being a cookie jar, be a basketball.
No,
I mean, that's the shape it would be.
I guess
It's not-
so.
it's
But
the
my
size
father-
of the head wouldn't change.
My father said that when they said Mrs. Roach is a boy and they handed the baby to my mother, she was very angry. She's like, "What did you do to this kid's head?" And they said, "Don't worry, it'll snap back." And
It's not the forceps that made your head that big.
it snapped back. I might have my baby picture. You want-
You'd have a rounder head.
They should have used the 5
Hold
and
on.
6
Yeah.
steps.
Hold on, I can have my baby
Like the
picture.
Stop with
Blockheads from
the
Gumby.
baby picture. It's time
Is
to
it the
wrap
same
this
as
thing
mine?
up. We'll get your baby picture after the show. How about that, Roach?
Is it the same as mine?
No,
Oh, look at that.
You got a good size.
Oh
This is
man.
baby pit where he's got a huge schlongoid. Is Anthony? I thought I had a.
We don't want to see baby pictures.
All right, never
All
mind.
right, I'm putting the music on, and you can
Yeah.
wrap this thing up. Boom. I think we've had a fun day here today
I think
because
we had too.
because Marge is the caller of the year.
Yes, my favorite caller ever.
As long as
Is
you
that your
guys have
favorite
fun.
caller of all time?
Yes, absolutely. It's my favorite moment of the day.
I say Marge calls every week with
I
a
hope
Chris
so.
Roach question.
Yes,
Love her.
please.
My band is playing on April 10th. It's someplace in Brooklyn. I'll announce that coming up.
All right, I think what we do is we
Except
send Marge to call in a review of the band show.
Yes.
That's what we need.
Worst song ever, yeah.
All right, so that's it for us at Not Another Pucking Podcast. Comedians on Hockey. Special thank you to John Mosenson, the birthday boy. Happy
On his
birthday,
birthday. Happy
John.
birthday, Johnny.
Happy birthday, John.
Oh, we should give him the socks.
Always a pleasure with you guys.
All right. Thank you guys for coming in, and we will see you next week. Maybe.
I'm not going to be here next week.